The video is going to be about my story, how I went from being a scrawny, scared, tiny, just insecure, shy little guy to transforming my body and my mind into a man. Basically, put myself on the right path from not even being able to speak in a group of my friends. That's how scared, that's how small I felt. Let's start near the end of high school. Developed vitiligo. This was something that was definitely hard for me to handle at the beginning, and up until recently was still something that I was struggling with. Already being insecure, already, caring way too much about what people thought of me. Having developed this is just an additional insecurity that was added to my life, right? I tried my best to hide it, wearing long sleeve shirts in the summer. I even got a full half sleeve tattoo to try to cover it up on my arm before I realized, it's gonna just spread, and it's something that I'm gonna have to live with. And then let's fast forward a little bit to the end of high school. I was playing soccer pretty much my whole life. After graduation, went to Portugal to play soccer overseas with just two other guys. So the three of us pretty much alone, and didn't know the language too well. Had to fend for ourselves pretty much in a brand new country. Again, another struggle that I had to overcome. Living on my own, 18, trying to make it in professional soccer, professional football, not knowing the language, not having any friends over there, while having this as well. Vitiligo, it really just played a part in every single aspect of my life. Going to the gym, playing soccer, making new friends, talking to girls. It was all, I always had that thought in my mind, what are they going to think when they see this? Even if it had nothing, like, this does not affect my ability to play soccer, does not affect my ability to go to the gym at all. It's purely just looks, right? But for some reason in my mind, I thought that it would affect my life so much more than it actually did, right? It was just all me. It was all me thinking this stuff. Yeah, obviously there was people that made comments, made fun of me for it. People that, who cares? It's not like people I really cared about were making comments. You know what I mean? It was just like either random people or, people on the field that were trying to talk shit, or, people that were just trying to get under my skin. And it was hard. It was hard because, first of all, it was not something that I grew up my whole life with. And then already being someone who cared way too much about what people think, having this additional, struggle was something that I was going to have to overcome. Yeah, already not knowing anyone in Portugal. Having this, it started to spread a lot more when I was overseas as well. So it became a little bit more difficult for me. I only stayed there for 1 year, played under 19s, and unfortunately it didn't work out for the senior men's team. So came back, didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Next step, automatically just go to college, right? Just go to college, get a 9 to 5. So that's what I did. I enrolled in college, joined the soccer team there. And that's when I started to go to the gym a little bit. I was 19, but really unserious, no real plan, no real training routine. Wasn't really serious about my diet, but my mindset was like, okay, if I get super jacked, no one's gonna really care that my skin's two different colors, right? It sounds crazy, it sounds stupid, but that's the mindset I had. I was like, yo, if I'm just super jacked, if I'm super buff, no one's gonna be looking at my skin, they're gonna be looking at my muscles. So I started to go to the gym a little bit, still playing soccer, still in school. So I didn't really take the gym too serious. That was kind of like an afterthought. I would go maybe once or twice a week. And this kind of went on for maybe 2-3 years where I was just half-assed in the gym, focusing mostly on soccer, still trying to make it, I guess, playing college ball, maybe trying to get like a semi-pro deal or trying to get a good highlight tape to maybe go back overseas one day, but didn't end up working out. So played full 4 years in college, 2 different colleges, finished school, got my diploma, and I guess it was time, to get to work, right? Like, that dream's over and it was time to just work. So started working my 9 to 5 job, a decent job. Quickly realized I did not like it at all. I started to become someone that I hate, which is someone that just complains every day. I tried to live by a saying, control the controllables. Control what you can control. Everything that's out of your control, don't worry about it. It's out of your control, right? Do your best controlling the things that you can control, right? Wake up early, get in a routine, do the right things, eat good food, go to the gym, work hard in your job, work hard in soccer, work hard at the gym. Some other things that are outside of your control, just don't worry about them. Right? Because you can't control them, it's not worth stressing about. At that job, I felt like there was too many things that were out of my control. I started complaining every day. I hated it. I quickly came to realize that it wasn't for me. I mean, I started smoking weed every single day. When I came home from work, I would smoke every day because I don't know if I was stressed, I was trying to escape. Maybe I was just so unhappy with where I was that I just started developing these bad habits. So I started smoking weed every single day. And this went on for maybe 4 or 5 months before I realized, this is going to send me down a pretty dark path. So I ended up quitting the job, quitting my 9 to 5. And I mean, if I ended up staying in that job, maybe 5 years down the line, I would have been making 6 figures, right? But was that worth it to me to sacrifice my happiness, to sacrifice who I was as a pretty positive person to someone who hates going to their job every day, who just complains all the time, who needs to come home and smoke weed every day because of how unhappy I was with my life? That's not the life I wanted to live. So I took a huge risk. I quit my 9 to 5 job. Luckily, I had another online job my friend kind of hooked me up with, but it was really reduced hours, reduced pay to pursue this online fitness coaching, to pursue building a personal brand. That's kind of where I am today. The gym really helped me build the confidence over the past 2 years. Staying disciplined in the gym, eating the right foods, pushing myself not only physically but mentally has given me the confidence to be able to quit my 9 to 5, to be able to start to pursue this online business with zero entrepreneurship experience pretty much. And it's going well. I mean, I can call myself a fitness coach. I have clients. When you do the things that you say you're going to do, it builds confidence in your mind. The confidence comes through evidence, through repeated action. When you tell yourself you're going to do something and you do it, when you do hard things, when you overcome the doubt in your mind, that's where the confidence comes from. It gives you the confidence to speak to new people, to try something that is maybe risky, right? Something that you really wanted to do, but you're too scared to do it. When you have overcome things, when you have achieved things in the past, you look back and say, you know what, I've done this before. I've done something harder than this. That's how you get the confidence, right? And that's where I am today. I'm able to speak to new people. I joined an MMA gym. I'm talking to everyone in there. I'm hitting pads with new people every time. The old me would never do that. Even just being able to, post physique photos, post videos of me speaking online is a huge step. I never thought I would be able to do this. I've had the desire, but I've never had the courage, right? I never thought that people either wanted to hear what I wanted to say, or they would just judge me like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? Why can't he make videos? What has he been through? What knowledge does he have that I need? I'm just trying to relate to you guys who have been through something similar, whether it's, mental or physical, something that's holding you back. I've had both, right? I literally got a full half sleeve tattoo to try to cover that disformity on my body because of how insecure I was. I was scared to talk to people because I was just like a kid. I have the confidence to try new things. It's easier for me to make new friends, you know what I mean? And to put myself out there. And even if I fail, I just know that it's another lesson, something else that I will be able to say that I made it through, that will help me achieve the next thing that I try to do. That's kind of a little summary of my story. So that was a little summary of my story, guys. Hopefully this resonated with a few of you a little bit, gives you the courage to overcome maybe some mental blocks or some physical blocks that you have. And if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, DM me on Instagram. Definitely want to help you guys build healthy habits that will last throughout your whole life. If you want to build a 10 out of 10 physique, hit me up on Instagram. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.